Welcome back to Making Video Your Business. Today I'm joined by my good friend Angi Cooney from C Residential, a landmark estate agency business based in the beautiful Rugeley. Angi, thank you so much for taking the time to come here and chat to me.
Thanks for asking me. I'm quite honoured to be here, to be honest.
So Angi, we've known each other for a number of years now. We've done some work together in the past. You are very well across social media. Your business is very, very visual, very high impact, and uses lots of channels really, really well. Can you talk to me about why visual media has become so important for your business?
Because I truly, obviously, I'm that old now. God was a boy. And we used to be able to get our messages out via the newspapers or leaflets through doors or letters through doors, whatever that looks like to people. But to me, it was about telling people when we got a house on the market, telling people when we'd successfully sold a house and hand a set of keys out. Now with social media, you can get out there and it's instant. It's been, I always talk about game changers, but it truly is a game changer. And if people are not using the social media channels, fine. Originally, I was starting with static photos. It's just changed again. And to be honest, you don't know what's going to work or not. You have to really just try everything, and you throw everything in the kitchen sink, and then eventually something just gels and you get a lot of traction with it. To be fair, I do it to entertain myself, to be honest. So we make the funny little videos of staff flipping pancakes and, the Valentine's ones, more for ourselves. And then it's those type of ones that gain the traction, which is great.
Talk to me a bit about your history in business. You've had a very successful business. You've grown it, reduced it, sold bits of it, brought other bits back in. Talk to me a little bit about your experience in business over the last, I think, 20 years, isn't it? You've had
I set a C-Res up in 2003.
Yeah. For 21 years then.
Yeah, it's 21 years. So 3 years into it, 2006, there was lots of money. We were making lots and lots of money. It was either set up another office somewhere else or open a lettings company. And we decided to open a lettings company. Really successful, very, very successful. But at that point, lettings really hadn't got the platforms that were, I consider, the platforms. So it was quite staff intensive. Lots of staff that did lots of things. There were fax machines, for God's sake, stuff like that. I decided to sort of sell that part off because I didn't love it.
When was that?
2018.
Yeah.
December 2018, I sold it. It didn't bring me joy. And I only wanted to do things that would bring me joy and happiness, which sounds very corny. But I think unless you love it, there's no point doing anything.
No.
And I really, really love houses, and I really, really love selling houses. But actually, we stumbled back into lettings again. But this time round, the platforms are there.
When you say platforms, what do you mean?
The good lords of this world that will do all of my referencing and make sure that people have got right to rents. They do all of those checks.
PayProp, fantastic.
PayProp. I'm in with them. Inventory Hive, number one. Excellent. In there. Yeah, number fantastic. One in whatever they fantastic do. Business. I've tried to align myself with what I consider are the very best people.
Why are you here then?
Well, yeah, why am I here? Because and I know there is no other company that promotes property people in the way that we like it.
Yeah,
by you.
Right, yeah.
And it's true. Yes, there are other video people out there, but you seem to get it. You seem to know what property people want. So therefore, people like me, now bear in mind what I've just said, I only align myself with what I consider the very best. And that's why I'm here.
Oh, thanks, Anne.
No, it's true. It's true.
In terms of getting started with video content then, when did you think that, do you know what? We need video into C-Res. We need to start doing some things that are more visual. When do you think there was that catalyst? Do you remember there being a tipping point?
Yeah, because I watched something Chris Watkins did, and I thought, you know what? I might listen to this chap a little bit more. Started to listen to him, and then he's got a one message, hasn't he? He's got one message and he brings it out and blah, 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 blah. Love him or hate him, bit like me, love me or hate me. but he knows his stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I took on board what he said and just tried it. I mean, let's face it, no one wants to go in front of the camera
No.
because, you look in front of the camera. You're your will's biggest critic, aren't you? Really, your worst enemy, because you look at the hair on your chin, or you look at your roots, and no one cares. And Chris said to me, no one actually cares what you look like. All they're interested in is good content. Whatever comes out your mouth, make sure that you are consistent, and consistency is the key.
What do you think good content looks like for estate agents? Is it just housing tours?
No, absolutely not. It shouldn't. That should be secondary, to be honest. It should be about delivering good content. It should be delivering flipping pancakes so people can relate to it. Flipping the pancakes. If you haven't seen it, find it. And the videos of the dog going slow-mo down the office, racing to the end. Those are nice little add-ons, but I actually tend to do more of the little add-ons than I do property promotion, because we're trying to get people to engage with us. Once they engage with us and contact us, that's when the sales team come into it. They come into their own, and then they start their journey with C-Res then. So you asked me the question, what do I think it looks like?
Yeah.
It will mean different things to different people. For me, it's about brand promotion.
Yes.
It's about wearing the green.
Yeah.
It's subliminal messages. It's about having things in the background, with my Esther's logo, or with my Guild logo, anything at all, and always with my brand, always.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the new things that are coming to industry and into the property world. What do you think to 360-degree stuff?
I use that.
Yeah.
Made Snappy.
Made Snappy,
I tell
yeah.
you, game changer for me personally.
Yeah.
And you will hear me say a game changer quite a lot, because I wish I was born 20 years later, because all of a sudden these fantastic products are coming out. Remember when I started out in agency, pre-C Residential, because I worked at Prudential, we used to take our photographs, send them off. They used to come back 24 hours later, and they used to have like sticky little backs, like coloured photographs, and then you'd bring them in and stick them on your details. And once you'd run out your 50, you used to photocopy them in black and white, because you used to hand sets of details out.
Yeah.
That's when I set out in industry, and it was when we got colour printers. Good Lord. But now it's just gone beyond. It's like everything's race. Within the last 10 years, it has been incredible to watch. You heard me say early on about fax machines. Fax machines were around, and that was an amazing thing. Now, all of a sudden, you don't do faxes. You've got emails, and you've got scanners, which to most of the people watching this podcast or listening to this podcast will have no idea what I'm on about. But who knows what the next best thing is. And that's why I say to people, I just wish I was born 20 years later, so I could get all of whatever's coming and grab it by the balls and just run with it.
What do you think to things like AI that are now being pushed in?
AI, yeah, so we all use AI, don't we? I think one of the scariest things I spoke to an agent about was he was interviewed by an AI machine, whatever that looks like, and at the end of the interview, they actually, he put in there, tell me what the house, write me an article on whatever housing market they're in. And it produced an AI of him talking, and he hadn't said the words. I find that quite scary. AI has its place, and I'm not an expert in it. I can just tell you what I do in my business. It's great. Am I scared by it? Absolutely. You bet your ass I am.
What are your 3 top tips for anyone who's thinking about getting involved in content, or people who are already making like housing tours as agents, but they're not doing anything else? What would your top 3 tips be?
Okay, so I'm going to pretend now that you're one of my mentees, because I'm an agent together mentor.
Me too.
Okay, so most of the people that contact me is about how do I make people know about me. And I always sit and talk to them. I go, tell me about yourself. I'm a really good estate agent. That's what they do. And I'm like, great. What you've got to do is, I'm a really good estate agent, and get it out there. So therefore, with the platforms, it's about try, copy everybody else's. That's my view. And I'll say to anybody, get on mine, have a look, see what there is, and if you want to copy it, have a go. Start listening to industry professionals who know their stuff.
Yeah.
And that is listening to podcasts, reading books. It doesn't matter. Podcasts are they're the great way to do it, because you can drive anywhere, listen, okay? Because there's no such thing as reinventing that wheel. There isn't. Everybody's been there, done that. And then start to build a network of people around you, your guy, your gang, if you like. I went to the Bulldog Brothers EA dinner.
Matt and Neil, big friends of mine. Lovely humans.
They are. I will always urge anybody to start to educate themselves in the bigger world outside of your office, because once you start to realize that most people are in the same boat, but you need to be able to strive. If there's somebody you admire, follow them, start to follow them on social media, and if you're really lucky, start a conversation up with them, and then one day you'll meet them and it'll be amazing.
Ange, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate you coming all the way here to talk to me.
You're welcome.
I wish you and C Residential continued incredible success.
Thank you.
And I will see you later in the year at the Esters, when hopefully we'll all win awards.
You will indeed.